On Asia Down Under today, the changing face of Auckland's Catholic community, the pulsating and catchy beat of Bhangra, and a serving of sweet, melodic brew from the teacups. Kia ora, and welcome to Asia Down Under. In last week's program, we told the story of many of New Zealand's refugees, past and present. Today, we have another story of refugee success. From drifting at sea to becoming a captain of industry, Mitchell Pham has never forgotten the twist of fate that life can offer. Mitchell Pham has come a long way since arriving here as a 13-year-old Vietnamese refugee. Today, he is a director and co-founder of the highly successful software company, Ogen, and a chairman of a newly developed subsidiary, Ogen Vietnam. He is a risk-taker, an entrepreneur with a knack for new ideas and the courage to follow through, a courage picked up when at a tender age of 12, his parents put him on a 12.5-meter fishing vessel and launched him into the South China Sea.
Well, when I think back about drifting in the middle of the China Sea at night, we were out of fuel, out of food, out of water. We were in the dark. The panic, the fear, and everything else that happened on that trip. It often makes me feel that perhaps some of the adversities that I'm facing now, both in business and in personal life, are probably just setbacks, temporary setbacks, and there's nothing that cannot be overcome.
His parents were outcasts under Vietnam's post-war communist rule.
My family tried to escape twice, and then the third time, my parents had run out of money, so they could only afford to send me. So,
after 4 refugee camps, he finally arrived in New Zealand, was hosted by foster families, began school, and a regular evening job.
This is my first place of employment in New Zealand. I arrived here in 1985, right in the middle of winter, and I started working here straight away. And I used to cycle here and back every day, and every day I'd be here ready to work at 5 o'clock and finishing at midnight and cycle back home. When I left, when I was 18, by then I was managing the place, both the restaurant and the takeaways.
Even at that young age, Mitchell's amazing work ethic was already a force to be reckoned with. He headed to university, where he met up with his future business partners.
Well, we were kind of on a mission, but also we really wanted to build something together, so we were pretty focused. There was not a lot of spare time, so to speak. But it's really good because, we've learned a lot of good, important lessons for business, and they're still with us today.
It was hard, but the business Ogen, which developed business management software, rapidly grew. It gained accolades, high-profile customers like banks, but it had been 13 years since Mitchell had been home to Vietnam.
I had a major culture shock because I had gotten used to living in New Zealand. So it was quite a change to go back and also seeing my family for the first time in such a long time. It was an emotional time, but one thing that was remarkable was that I felt like I hadn't left. My families were the same people. They treated me the same, and my parents' homes were the same. So I very quickly felt at home again back in Vietnam.
So much so, Mitchell decided to expand the business back in his former home.
It's given me a new appreciation of how important it is to have connections in Asia.
Today, he's employing not only 20 staff here in New Zealand, but 10 in Vietnam. The opening of the new office was a proud moment, and for his family too.
Standing there watching them, Sylvia, signing the opening and cutting the ribbon for our office was an amazing moment in my life. Not only I felt that maybe life has kind of gone in full circle, but Also, I was very, very excited about the potential that I guess both New Zealand and Vietnam have together going forward in many, many areas of business.
Where he's come from is amazing when you actually look back on that as a refugee, to just arrive with no friends, no other family members, and to take a place on like Auckland is pretty amazing. I remember we used to dream about having a company, what sort of roles we were going to play as manager and CEO, almost like kids playing, I guess, in the schoolyard.
From drifting on the sea to becoming a captain of industry, Mitchell's never forgotten the many twists of fate that life can offer.
And I guess having the refugee experiences also shaped the way I guess I see the world. Like whenever I now face adversities in business or in personal life, I have probably a wider, a broader perspective about what it is that I'm going through, and perhaps it's not as bad as it seems.
Mitchell is living proof of why opening the doors to refugees can be beneficial to all.